Su Kai's secret letter to Tian Xiwei revealed. We were best friends before everything changed. Stop scrolling because this story is about to change everything fans thought they knew. Imagine discovering that before the cameras, before the endless rumors, and before the world started watching their every move, Su Kai and Tian Xiwei shared a friendship that nobody truly understood. A hidden letter has suddenly become the center of attention, and every sentence inside it feels like opening a door to a completely different chapter of their lives. Stay until the very end, because this emotional story may completely transform the way you see them forever. If you have ever wondered what really happens behind the glamorous smiles and unforgettable public appearances, this is the story you cannot afford to miss. The entertainment world woke up to a wave of excitement after whispers began spreading about a private letter supposedly written by Su Kai to Tian Xiwei. It was not a dramatic confession or a grand declaration. Instead, it was something even more powerful. It began with a simple sentence. We were best friends before everything changed. Those 8 words instantly sent fans into an emotional frenzy. Suddenly, every interaction from the past was being revisited. Every old photo carried a deeper meaning. Every smile looked different. People started asking themselves one question. What exactly changed? The story takes us back to a time before endless headlines and public curiosity. It was a quieter period when 2 rising stars could still enjoy ordinary moments without every movement becoming a discussion topic online. According to the story surrounding the letter, Su Kai described Tian Xiwei as someone who brought calmness into chaotic days. He wrote about mornings filled with laughter before filming sessions. He remembered moments where they would exchange jokes nobody else understood. He recalled how they would sit quietly with cups of coffee while everyone else rushed around them. There was something incredibly human about it. No cameras. No expectations. Just friendship. One scene described in the letter stood out more than anything else. It was a rainy afternoon during an exhausting filming schedule. Everyone was tired. Staff members were moving quickly across the set while actors prepared for another demanding scene. Su Kai noticed Tian Xiwei sitting alone near a window. She looked exhausted. Without saying anything, he walked over and handed her a warm drink. She smiled. That was all. No dramatic conversation followed. No emotional speech happened. Yet he wrote that somehow the entire atmosphere changed because that single smile reminded him why simple moments could become unforgettable memories. Fans immediately became emotional over the image. 2 stars sitting near a rain-covered window while the world outside continued moving. It sounded like a scene straight out of a movie, but according to the letter, it was real. Another part revealed something even more surprising. Su Kai allegedly admitted that their friendship became stronger because they could be completely honest with each other. He wrote that Tian Xiwei was one of the few people who could immediately tell when he was hiding stress behind a smile. He did not need to explain anything. She simply knew. There was one evening when everyone had already left the filming location. The lights were being switched off one by one. The giant set suddenly became silent. Su Kai remained behind, staring at the empty stage. Tian Xiwei noticed. Instead of asking dozens of questions, she simply sat beside him. Minutes passed. Nobody spoke. Then she said one sentence. You do not always have to pretend everything is okay. According to the letter, those words stayed with him for a very long time. Fans instantly reacted because it revealed an entirely different side of their connection. Not glamour. Not headlines. Just genuine understanding. Then came the sentence that made everybody pause. Everything changed when the world started paying attention. Those words carried enormous weight, because suddenly every interaction was being analyzed. Every smile became a headline. Every appearance together sparked endless discussions. The simplicity they once enjoyed slowly disappeared. Su Kai allegedly wrote that being best friends was easy. Being watched by millions was not. That emotional contrast became the heart of the entire story. Imagine going from ordinary conversations to knowing every action could become tomorrow's biggest headline. Imagine laughing naturally while wondering how people might interpret that laughter. Imagine trying to preserve a friendship while thousands of strangers create their own versions of your story. It would not be easy. The letter then shifted toward gratitude. Su Kai reportedly thanked Tian Xiwei for remaining herself despite all the pressure. He described her as someone who never lost her kindness, someone who continued supporting people around her even when she was overwhelmed herself. He wrote that her greatest strength was making others feel comfortable. That quality became impossible to ignore. Fans began sharing old interview clips. Many noticed that Tian Xiwei often appeared attentive toward everyone around her. She listened carefully. She smiled genuinely. She created a relaxed atmosphere. Suddenly, all those small details seemed connected. Then came another unforgettable scene described in the letter. It was late at night after an intense filming day. The city lights reflected across the streets. Most people had already gone home. Su Kai and Tian Xiwei walked quietly toward their cars. Neither person was in a hurry to leave. There was no reason. They simply enjoyed the peaceful silence. He wrote that some friendships do not need endless conversations. Sometimes the quiet moments become the loudest memories. Fans immediately fell in love with that line. It sounded beautiful because it felt true. Life often moves too quickly. People become consumed by responsibilities. But certain moments stay frozen forever. A quiet walk, a shared smile, an ordinary goodbye. The letter suggested that these tiny experiences became their most treasured memories. Then another emotional revelation arrived. Su Kai reportedly admitted he missed the days when life felt simpler. Not because success was a burden, but because fame changes everything. He explained that ordinary interactions become extraordinary stories in the eyes of millions. He wrote that people often forget celebrities are still human beings. They experience confusion. They experience happiness. They experience uncertainty. And they miss old memories just like everyone else. That statement resonated deeply with readers. It reminded people that behind every glamorous image exists a person trying to protect meaningful relationships. As the letter continued, the emotional intensity grew even stronger. Su Kai reportedly reflected on one final memory. A sunset. No cameras. No audience. Just two friends watching the sky change colors. He wrote that Tian Xiwei suddenly said something unexpected. No matter what changes, do not forget who you were before all this. He admitted those words stayed inside his heart. Because success can transform circumstances, but memories remain permanent. That realization became the emotional center of the story. Sometimes people become so focused on where they are going that they forget where they started. Yet those beginnings often matter the most. The story then returned to its original sentence. We were best friends before everything changed. Only now the meaning felt different. It was no longer a mysterious statement. It became a reminder. A reminder that some connections are built long before public attention arrives. A reminder that genuine friendships are often invisible to everyone else. A reminder that life can transform overnight. Fans everywhere began discussing their own experiences. Many shared stories about childhood friends they no longer see. Others remembered people who stood beside them before life became complicated. That was the hidden power of this story. It was no longer about celebrities. It became universal. Everyone has someone they remember from a simpler time. Everyone has memories that feel impossible to replace. Everyone understands the bittersweet feeling of looking back at a chapter that can never be recreated exactly the same way again. As the letter reached its conclusion, one final message appeared. If life gives us another quiet moment, I hope we will recognize its value before it becomes another memory. That sentence instantly touched thousands of hearts, because it carried a lesson everyone could understand. Life moves fast. People change. Circumstances evolve. But precious moments often appear when we least expect them. Perhaps that is the greatest message hidden inside this extraordinary story. Treasure the people who knew you before life became complicated. Protect the friendships that bring peace into your world. Never underestimate a simple conversation. Never ignore a quiet moment. And never assume there will always be another chance tomorrow. Because sometimes the memories that shape our lives begin with something as simple as two best friends sharing laughter before everything changed. And perhaps that is exactly why this mysterious letter has captured the world's attention. not because it revealed a secret, but because it reminded everyone of something they had almost forgotten. The most powerful relationships are often built in the moments nobody else sees. If this story touched your heart, share it with someone who has been part of your journey since the very beginning, because those rare friendships deserve to be celebrated before they become memories we wish we had treasured a little longer. As the story continued to spread across social media, something even more unexpected began happening. Fans were no longer debating whether the letter was real or not. Instead, they were focusing on the emotions hidden inside every sentence. One particular detail captured everyone's attention. Su Kai reportedly mentioned a memory that he had never shared publicly before. It was during an early morning filming session when the sun had barely risen over the horizon. The entire set was unusually quiet. Crew members were slowly preparing equipment while actors reviewed their scripts. Tian Xiwei arrived carrying a small notebook. Su Kai asked her why she always brought it everywhere. She smiled and said that she liked writing down moments she never wanted to forget. That answer stayed with him. According to the story, he later realized that some of the happiest moments in life are not the grand celebrations people expect. They are the ordinary seconds that pass by unnoticed.